Slave DiBiase.
All right, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on when you digest this content. I am your illustrious host, Slave DiBiase, and this is another live episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast. All my stoneheads, all my offenders, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because without that, I don't know that y'all like what I'm doing up here. Don't matter. I like making content, so I'm going to keep on making it. But all my good people, y'all know when y'all come here, y'all know what y'all came here for. You see the caption. Netflix, by way of 50 Cent produced, just dropped a docu-series about Diddy. It's a few days, I guess it's documenting a few days before he goes in, and it's giving a witness account of everybody who he allegedly trampled along the way. You understand what I'm saying? So you hearing all this story from the ground up. And petty ass 50 Cent, I'm calling this right now. What I saw in the documentary, a lot of people don't like. I'm gonna tell y'all something about men, right? Men never beef over money. You know what I'm saying? Well, boys never beef over money. You know what I'm saying? They beef over girls. A lot of times people don't like Diddy because Diddy will go for your girl. He'll know it's your girl, he'll go for your girl. That's why niggas don't like him. And women, well, that's obvious. But without further ado, this content we gonna react to is by way of IDN TV. Let's give them a look and a listen, y'all. Roll up, light up, tell me what you're smoking on in the comments, and let's get to it.
Even ready for the amount of chaos one single docu-series could unleash. And Sean Diddy Combs definitely wasn't ready for how fast the world would react. Picture this moment. It's the eve of Netflix releasing a 4-part deep dive called Sean Combs, The Reckoning.
You're 7. You shouldn't be on my channel. My channel is just made for adults. We smoking hella weed up here, man. Go on, get your go to your mom and all them, get off my live, because yeah, this ain't for you, man. This ain't for you. Yeah, nah. You said it, hell no. All right, yeah. Back to what we was talking about, y'all. Now that all the kids have left.
A documentary executive produced by 50 Cent, the one person Diddy probably never wanted narrating his downfall. The trailer is trending. Definitely championship fights are heating up. Person Diddy probably.
The motherfucker who's narrating your downfall, you were dapping him up years earlier. The man wrote for you. Somebody who you once employed has a definite iron hand in taking you down and witnessing your demise and having a laugh at your expense. I wonder how he looking at this right now. Diddy from jail.
Never wanted narrating his downfall. The trailer is trending. Reddit threads are heating up. People are posting countdown tweets like they're waiting for a championship fight. And then, boom, just hours before the premiere, Diddy's legal team jumps out the shadows with a cease and desist letter demanding that
Diddy's lawyers issue cease and desist to Netflix, claim 50 Cent's new docu-series uses stolen footage. And that was what? Shit, that was yesterday that they dropped this. Hold up.
Netflix stop everything. The letter calls the entire doc a shameful hit piece. It says Netflix is using stolen footage never authorized for.
Everybody that has watched this right now, if you're here, you've probably watched this. Was this a shameful hit piece, or was this just a collection of people telling the collective truth about one person? Y'all know how I am, man. I've been saying this on my channel since the beginning. How you are with one thing is how you are with everything. How many people are going to sit here and say you doing something and you keep saying, nuh-uh? What Cat Williams said, we saw Whitney Houston smoke her kneecaps off. And we talking about some nuh-uh, she ain't getting high. Nuh-uh, Diddy ain't doing all that. I beg to differ.
Is using stolen footage never authorized for release. It claims they included private legal strategy that was never intended for public consumption. And they warned Netflix in writing that Diddy will not hesitate to pursue further legal action. It's dramatic.
Does Netflix have more money than Diddy? Because, you know, Big Bank take Little Bank all day. Does Netflix have more money than Diddy currently right now?
Desperate. It's the exact type of move that tells the public there's something inside this documentary he really doesn't want you to see.
That's a fact. When I watched the documentary, y'all, and when it got to the Aubrey O'Day part, yo, The shit he was sending her in emails would have had any other human being on earth working at an establishment or the owner of the establishment. You would be taken down, but not him.
The internet reacts exactly how you expect. Everyone who had zero interest in this series 24 hours earlier suddenly has it at the top of their watch list.
That's a fact.
This is the Streisand effect on steroids. Every time someone tries to bury something, the internet shoves it into the spotlight and hits the gas. People start tweeting, "If Diddy wants it gone that bad, I'm watching it twice. He just promoted the documentary better than Netflix."
I ain't gonna lie, you trying to stop some shit. It got to be something there that you don't want nobody to see. I saw the documentary. It's nasty. Me personally, the Capricorn Clark part is the nastiest part, but we're gonna get to all that.
I wasn't even planning to watch this. Now I'm locked in.
Facts.
Reddit threads explode. YouTube reactors get their cameras ready. Podcast hosts start scheduling emergency live streams. Bloggers who hadn't written about Diddy in months start lining up their headlines. And guess who's watching all this unfold with a smirk? 50 Cent.
Look at that face, y'all. You like, I told y'all bitches I had a documentary series coming. Now, is it just excuse me? Is it just gonna be these 4 parts that he originally released, or are there more parts coming? Yo, 50, let somebody know, are there more parts of this coming to where we can see the behind the scenes? You know what I'm talking about?
While Diddy is threatening Netflix with lawsuits, 50 is out here posting memes, counting likes, and throwing gasoline on every single spark of drama. This man has been calling Diddy out for 15 straight years, from interviews to books to skits to trolling. He's been hinting that something about Diddy ain't right. And now
He been hitting that son ain't right. He said Diddy and Fruit Pop. That's what he called him. That's what he called him. 50 said Diddy tried to take him shopping. He was at some funeral, some wedding, or something like that. And 50 and Diddy was like, "Yo, 50, we should hang out or whatever. I'll take you shopping." And he said, "You take me what? You gonna flirt with me? Man, get the fuck away from me, man, if I fuck up the wedding, man. If I fuck up the party, man. Get away from me. I don't care how much money you got, man. Ain't nobody offering to take me shopping. You flirt. It's 2025. Don't do that."
Now he's the executive producer of the documentary that looks like it's putting a final nail in Diddy's reputation. He celebrates the release like it's New Year's Eve. He reposts the legal letter. He mocks Diddy's complaints. He calls him scared of the truth. He responds to Dame Dash's criticism. He treats the whole thing like a championship victory lap.
Dame Dash inserting himself because it's Harlem. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Diddy don't like you either, nigga. He don't like you either. Stop riding for niggas that wouldn't ride for you.
But what makes this moment even crazier is the content of that trailer. The footage that Diddy is claiming was stolen. Because inside that trailer, you hear Diddy on the phone saying, "We need someone who's dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing." When the public hears that, it doesn't come across like I'm innocent. It sounds like someone trying to fix the story with a crisis communications hit squad.
All right, so that part that he's talking about, that's like the very, very first part of the doc. He's on the phone with a lawyer or somebody from his legal team. He's saying, "Yo, y'all need to fix this. We're not winning right now. We're not winning." I'm trying their hardest. He's like, "I've been the best client, like y'all said. Why are we not winning? This is whatever we're doing right now. It's not working." Yeah, it didn't work because your ass is sitting behind bars right now.
Diddy's spokesperson tries to explain it away, saying, "Diddy has been filming himself since he was 19. He's always documented everything. The footage was part of his own personal documentary. Netflix somehow got it through a mystery source. None of this was meant for public eyes. But
Mystery source, let's be honest, man. Diddy could probably count on how many fingers, how many people know about these behind the scenes tapes and clips that he got. You can pretty much pick out who might have sold you out. And if there's a group of people that I'm thinking of, if I'm Diddy and I'm locked up and there's a group of people who I know might have had their hands on this footage, even if I don't know, I'm cutting all, if it's 5 of them, I'm cutting all 5 of them off because I don't know who could have did it. So I'm gonna cut all y'all off. And rather than get on the phone with you and have you lie to me, you know what I'm saying, versus you confronting the fact that you're helping tear me down, even though I did do all these things, I'm still not fucking with you.
Netflix and the director clap back instantly. They say, "We obtained the footage legally." We have the rights. We reached out to Diddy's team multiple times for an interview.
DC was
They
good.
never responded. So, you got two sides pointing in opposite directions. Diddy's lawyers. This is stolen,
Yes, God.
biased, illegal, and designed to destroy him. Netflix. Everything here is legit, cleared, and documented. The only thing this fight accomplishes, it makes the world more curious about what Diddy is trying to hide. And that's why this documentary starts trending before it even drops.
What you mean there ain't much to hide? There ain't much to hide. Diddy committed so many crimes and so many accounts from so many different people, bro. You don't know where to start. The man, they said in the documentary, all 4 parts, each of those episodes, by the way, were damn near an hour or more. You have people who were afraid to speak out of the shit that he was doing. The nigga Diddy started way back in the day. You remember Kim Porter? Rest in peace to that queen, Kim Porter. Yeah, his child's mother. She was with Albie Shore at first, y'all. She was a receptionist. That boy Diddy saw her. He wasn't even nobody yet. He was just Sean Combs. And he said, I'm going to have her. Everybody know this Albie Shore girl, and you trying to kick it to her. He didn't care if he got fired from the company, nothing. He wanted that little thing. He had to have it. There's a certain craziness around having people that won't stop at no. I understand you being a person that's saying, I'm not going to take no for an answer, but some things are a solid no. You still pushing it? Signs of crazy.
For decades, Diddy controlled his own narrative. The flashy cars, the suits, the champagne, the celebrity friendships, the mogul image. But the second he tries to stop this documentary, the world finally sees something different. Not a mogul, not a legend, not a visionary, but a man who might actually be worried that for once, the truth isn't in his hands anymore. And that's where this journey begins.
Yo, when I tell y'all that in this documentary, the little behind the scenes where he was talking with his sons, talking with his friends, he's riding bikes around the city and all that, getting his little exercise on. This is 6 days before he's supposed to get taken in or whatever. It's just this whole team of yes men around him talking about they trying to tear down a black man. They're trying to tear down a black man. Here's my thing, right? Is it about tearing down a black man, or is it about being brought to justice for some shit that you done did? Accountability is finally coming to get your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Is it hate or is it accountability?
Because the reckoning isn't just a documentary. It's a collision between reputation and reality, between power and consequences, between secrets and exposure. The series opens with a single idea. This might be the moment where even Diddy can't outrun the darkness anymore.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
Before
Even looking at this picture with surrounded by all his kids and all of that, they all dressed the same. This is very, very happy and wholesome. This one here ain't his motherfucking son. He don't look like nobody else here. Wanna know why? Because that ain't his motherfucking son. That's Albie Shore's son. How the hell you still a nigga girl and his already grown son? You took the book. That is some power. You took a nigga girl and his child. You took them. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh.
the doc even airs, the internet witnesses a three-way collision. 50 Cent Dame Dash and the legacy of Sean Combs.
That's a bad thing. Yo, academics, you wrong as hell for this. You knew that man ain't had no teeth in this picture and you gonna put it up. Dame Dash says 50 Cent is lying about buying the rights to Paid in Full and says he owns the rights to power, names, and books and TV. Yeah.
Combs. It starts with a simple academics post, a side-by-side clip that blows the conversation wide open. On the left, Dame Dash sitting in an interview, bald.
Yo, bro, his two of the oldest sons, Justin and King Combs, they were there in the bullshit with him. Come to find out, it said the boy King Combs was like going to go get girls to bring underage girls to come bring to Diddy for the party and all that. He was one of them niggas doing that. He was wrangling up girls to be, prostituted and possibly sex trafficked. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was bringing around. They saying allegedly that's what Young Combs was doing. The youngin that looked like Diddy, the one that looked just like him. They saying that's what he was accused of. And Justin Combs was supposed to have been somewhere in there along the way too. So your sons is a bunch of sickos too. Alleged.
Suited up, calm. He claims that 50 Cent is lying about buying the rights to Paid in Full. He says 50 doesn't own power the way he claims. He calls 50 a storyteller who exaggerates for attention. On the right, Dame Dash again, this time on selfie cam, missing tooth.
That's petty. That's petty. IDN, you ain't have to point that out. That's petty, my brother. Um, doesn't matter to talk about this point right here. It doesn't matter that 50 Cent could possibly be lying about buying the rights to pay it in full, right? What does matter is that he actually is an owner of power. Come on, he's not the owner of power like he said he. Like, yo, stop playing. That's the equivalent to a nigga saying, you telling a nigga you ugly. No, you ugly. All right, bro. I'm stupid. You're stupid. No, you're stupid.
Visibly irritated, calling the doc shameful, calling the entire project a cultural betrayal. And then he drops the quote that turns the internet upside down. Never trust a black man who tears down another black man for a white man. That's nasty work.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with that. But because it's the music business, I'm pretty sure Dame has tore down a couple of black folks in front of some white folks to get some shit done. Let's not play. You didn't get nothing done by not shaking hands the whole time. You shook hands eventually, and it was with them same white people you talking about.
He's basically saying 50 is selling out the culture, doing corporate hit jobs and cashing in on another black man's downfall, and Twitter eats it up. Some people ride with Dame. He's right. Black men shouldn't help white corporations destroy each other.
I do agree.
Dame is the only one who speaks on principle. 50 loves beef too much. Others clap back instantly. Dame defending Diddy? That's wild. Where was all this energy?
Is it defending Diddy or is it just him having a point of view? And by the way, I'm not defending no motherfucking body. And if I was, kiss my ass. Anyways, no, but is it so much defending Diddy or is it just stating a fact? You the type of nigga that will kick a nigga while he down. You will kick another brother while they down. Forget what he did allegedly, or you know what I'm saying, proven guilty. Forget what he did. He going through what he going through. You're taking the time to kick him down and tear him down. And you're trying to make a bag off of it too. That's what he's talking about. It's not so much defending Diddy.
When Diddy was abusing his power. So 50 is the problem. But Diddy isn't. The reaction splits the culture in two directions. Team truth versus team loyalty. Some say the documentary is overdue justice. Others say it's exploitation packaged as entertainment. And 50, he doesn't let...
Hold on. Overdue judgment or exploitation packaged as entertainment. Tell me in the comments how you feel. Because I'm a firm believer at two things can be true.
Dame slide for 1 second. He goes straight to Instagram, cracking jokes, clowning Dame's teeth, calling him broke and bitter, posting old pictures, flipping Dame's words into memes, doing what 50 does best.
Called him broke and bitter. He said he ain't got no teeth. Is it roasting or clowning somebody if it's telling the truth? Hey, I ain't got no dog in this fight for anybody. I'm just asking. If a nigga really is broke and bitter and you call him that, is it roasting or is it just telling the truth?
Recognizing humor, pettiness, and timing. The funniest part? Just months earlier, Dame was talking about ending his beef with 50. He wanted a meeting. He said they should squash it and do business.
Dame, you wanted to squash it and do business because that would help you out. How would that help out 50? That's the thing you got to worry about with folks, man. Whenever a motherfucker just want to come out the woodwork and work with you, you know what I'm saying? It's like what Buddy said on Hustle and Flow. He said there's two type of people out here: people that talking, people that walk the walk. Now, people that walk the walk, they don't talk the talk. They can know, but they normally don't do it because they're too busy walking. And then there's people that talk the talk. Now you get those people that talk the talk. When it comes their time to walk the walk, they get other people who don't talk to do the walking for them. Now, if you got some good will, you might be fried behind that one, but y'all know what I mean. You down right now. He all the way up. Now you trying to ride on his coattails to bring yourself back up. Honestly, Dame Dash don't need nobody. He could just jump off on his own, but we digress.
50 responded with, I agree. We should work together. Oh, wait, Cam just said FK Dame and his fake chat GPT lawsuit. So it's still FK Dame. That's the backdrop of this whole thing. 50 doesn't let beef die peacefully. He treats it like cardio. He stays in shape with it. So when this...
So now that Cam ain't fucking with Dame, neither is 50. And 50 like, I ain't got no dog in this race, but me and Cam cool. I'm loyal. He said fuck you, I'm saying fuck you. Damn, bro.
Doc comes out and everyone is talking and Dame is hovering around trying to take moral shots. 50 treats him like a warm-up. But here's the truth. This wasn't really about Dame Dash. It wasn't even fully about 50 Cent. This was about something deeper happening in the culture. A split between people who think Diddy deserves exposure and people who think 50 is using tragedy to boost his brand. Some think 50
Again, two things can be true.
Cent is a hero for shining a light on decades of silence. Some think he's a villain exploiting another black man's downfall. Some think Dame Dash is protecting black unity. Others think Dame is protecting black abusers. In all of this noise, all this drama comes before viewers even hit play.
Dame can't be protecting black abusers after talking all that shit about how he was mad at Jay-Z for doing business with R. Kelly, knowing what R. Kelly allegedly did to Aaliyah back in the day. So it can't be that. He can't be protecting abusers. It could be just to insert himself to make himself hot. This is a hot topic. Now I'm gonna jump in and talk my shit about it. Knowing that this is the age of if you say one wrong thing or one right thing, you can go viral. You can have your name in the news some kind of way just by saying the right thing about the right person at the right or the wrong time.
This is the perfect storm for a documentary release. Drama in the culture, drama in the business, drama in the legal system, drama in the media. And Diddy isn't even here to defend himself. He's in a federal prison in New Jersey.
There's nothing to defend. We see everything. If you watch that documentary, it might have made you not like him for real, for real.
Reading headlines, watching the culture he once controlled now turn into a courtroom he can't manipulate. And the world hasn't even seen the first episode yet. Before the documentary unleashes its head.
See, IDN said the right thing right there. IDN said the right thing right there. He's in a courtroom that he can't manipulate. He can't tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, say this for me, say that for me. This is a situation that's totally out of his hands. I was looking at the documentary and the girl Kalina from Diddy Dirty Money, he asked her, yo, I need you to make a statement for me. I remember when he was calling Kalina, they said he hit Kalina's phone 50 times. She had 50 missed calls from Diddy asking for her to make a statement. She was in a bind. I'm in a bind, Nate. She was in a bind. She needed some stats. She asked him for some money. This is a billionaire, by the way. She asked him for some money, and it was a little. It was pocket change for him, and he said he couldn't do it, but turned right around a week or two later and asked her to make a statement. Make a statement in his character that he is not the monster that he's being painted out to be. I tell you, people, bro.
The allegations, before the hidden footage, before the witness accounts, before the civil lawsuits, the reckoning begins by rewinding the tape. And this is where viewers get hit with something unexpected. You start to realize the warning signs were always there. The doc opens by taking us back to the early 90s, back when Sean Combs was just a hungry intern at Uptown Records. This is pre-Bad Boy, pre-mansions, pre-multi-million-dollar deals. This is the version of Diddy the public used to admire. The kid with the crazy work ethic, the ambition, the all-gas, no-brakes personality. And for a moment, the series leans into the mythology. They show.
Now there was one part when he said he first started working for Andre Harrell. He told Andre, "I'll be your assistant. I'll do whatever you need." Woo, woo. So then they put him to the test. Yo, man, I need you to go get a tape from this street and bring it back over here. They said Diddy came back faster than they had ever expected. Andre Harrell was like, "Damn, bro, how you got back here so fast?" He said, "I ran all the way there and I ran back." All right, you'll do. So now looking back in hindsight, does it look so funny that he made motherfucking the band walk all the way from Manhattan to Brooklyn for cheesecake? What? He might have been on some I'd do it if I had to just to be here. You want to be here, show somebody how bad you want to be here. I don't know. It's kind of ambition can be a great thing, but it can be a scary thing too, because it can become an obsession in the hands and the mind of the wrong person.
The parties he promoted, the artists he discovered, the aggressive drive that helped him rise faster than almost anyone in the industry. But the tone shifts fast. Every time someone praises his hustle, they slide in a detail that feels off. A former employee describes Diddy in the 90s as magnetic, brilliant, unstoppable, and dangerous, unpredictable, and obsessed with control. Another staffer explains that Diddy didn't just want things done, he wanted them done his way.
Oh, nah. Oh, nah. You got another man combing your beard and you're not in a barber chair? Pack him up.
With no hesitation, no pushback, no questions. A crew member says if Puff felt you weren't
That better be your fucking barber.
moving fast enough, he didn't ask twice. He demanded. And then we get the first real red flag. The documentary highlights the 1991 tragedy at City College, the celebrity basketball game Combs promoted that ended in 9 deaths after a stampede broke out.
Okay, so this first part, right? They show you in the doc how the stampede happened. It was very, very nasty. It was tragic. Folks, bodies laying everywhere. About 9 people dead. It was a lot of people injured. You see Puff around it. If we really look back, we could see all that weird shit if you pay attention to it. He walking through the crowd in this linen white shit with the pants pulled up, the breeches pulled up all around his stomach. He got his chest out with the white jacket to match it, the Gumby cut. He clean shit. He just looking around. He not helping nobody. He just walking around looking around. There's people literally laid out dead. They got sheets covering people from this situation. He wanted everybody at this celebrity basketball game. All the rappers from New York was there and all of that. He wanted it so bad that he over promoted and booked for it. And they said they got this thing in New York City where when shit get filled to capacity, hood niggas will pull up and be like, nigga, we gonna bum rush the door and just get in there. So they bum rushed the door and the crowd bottlenecked at the bottom of these steps to some doors that led into the basketball game, but they were locked. Nobody could get in there. So it's a bottleneck. The whole crowd goes down there. They crushing people. They killing people. They not knowing they doing it. My man just walking around there in his linen cream suit with the mom pants around his motherfucking stomach, just looking around. He ain't helping nobody or nothing. This was a sick individual way back then.
This is the first moment where the doc makes its intentions clear. They're not just here to talk about the crimes. They're here to show the pattern. People interviewed in the doc say things like, Puff was always doing too much. The event was overcrowded, and everyone knew it. Planning was reckless. He was warned about safety issues. And when the tragedy happened, Diddy reportedly wanted to move fast, get back to work, push forward, rebuild his image.
You didn't send nothing out to the people that died or nothing. You was just ready to keep it moving. Keep it moving. There is a thing about people who do too much and beg to be liked. They're I don't lingerer, stage 5 clinger. Get away. They're crazy people. When you you're doing any and everything to be liked. It's craziness.
On camera, Bad Boy co-founder Kirk Burrows drops a bombshell. He claims that Diddy's own mother, Janice, tried to slow him down after the incident, and Diddy allegedly slapped her during an argument. This allegation...
Hold on. Slapped her during the argument and he called her a bitch. Oh, in the words of Bernie Mac, hold on, America. Hold up. It don't matter how much you don't bubble with your OG. There should never be a scenario, and this is coming from me. I'm all for it, leaving somebody the fuck alone, you know what I'm saying, or disrespecting somebody, no matter what their title are. But you don't put your hands on nobody. It don't matter what went down. You put your hands on your OG. And you have your childhood friend who's giving a personal visual account of that. That means it happened.
It hits viewers like a gut punch. This isn't from tabloids. This isn't from a rumor site. This is from someone who built Bad Boy right next to him. People online react.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't got no love lost for her neither, because Cassie said the mama here had them eating fucking macaroni and cheese that had nut in it. She was making macaroni and cheese with Diddy's nut. You can't make this shit up.
Instantly. He hit his own mother? This is deeper than we thought. This explains a lot, but the series doesn't linger. It keeps showing the momentum of Diddy's rise mixed with the chaos trailing behind him. They show how he began recruiting artists, how Biggie changed everything, how Bad Boy became the center of hip-hop's universe, how the money, the pressure, the fame, and the ego all started twisting together. The doc plays rare footage of Diddy backstage, shouting orders, snapping on staff, hyping himself up as the visionary in the room.
Your man he looked awfully comfortable in jail, surrounded by all these niggas. Was it punishment or was it just a vacation? Knowing what we know now.
Every clip is energetic, powerful, magnetic, but also controlling. Then comes another pattern. Diddy allegedly demanded employees sign agreements to give up pieces of their business shares. People describe baseball bats, intimidation, fear, silence. One former employee says, if Puff wanted you to do something, you did it. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in the building the next day.
Damn.
This is where the doc subtly reminds the audience. Power isn't just earned, it's enforced. From here, the tone shifts again. The series transitions to the first sexual assault allegations Diddy ever faced, long before the public even knew. We meet Joy Dickerson Neal, who calmly, heartbreakingly reads a letter her mother wrote back in 1992. A letter describing how Joy woke up screaming from nightmares. A letter saying Diddy allegedly videotaped her during sex without her knowledge. A letter saying he showed that tape to dozens of people. It's quiet, it's raw, it's disturbing, and it's from 1991, 34 years before the Netflix documentary.
They described it like Diddy idolized cats from his neighborhood, like, you know what I'm saying, Alpo, and even his own father or whatever, like real hustlers and gangsters. They said every Friday night, Alpo used to throw these parties or whatever, and whatever chick he was messing with, he be on videotape earlier in the week of him smacking buns. He showed a damn videotape on Friday night at the parties and everybody. And everybody in Harlem over there like, oh, that's such and such girl. That's so funny. So he's saying Diddy was trying to do the same thing. So she's not saying like she's saying she used the word sexual assault. And I had to listen to the story at first. I was just like, well, it sounds a little consensual. What was not consensual was the fact that he taped her without her knowledge. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. He taped her without her knowledge. And he was showing it to people.
The point becomes clear. Diddy didn't just fall from grace. His empire was built on things we never saw. When the documentary shows an early 2000s clip of Diddy partying in fur coats, popping bottles, flashing jewelry, posing with celebrities, the contrast is jarring. It's the image we grew up with, the version the media loved, the icon. But after everything we've seen so far, that same image now hits different. Because behind the champagne, behind the limos, behind the superstar persona was a trail of silence, fear, manipulation, and unchecked power. And it doesn't stop there. The rise of Bad Boy and the shadow no one talked about the documentary moves into the Bad Boy Records glory era. Biggie, Total, 112. Faith Evans, Craig Mack.
112. More than likely, IDM went ahead and like typed this in and had somebody voice over it. That boy said 112.
The hits start rolling. The label takes over MTV. Every party becomes legendary. Puffy becomes the center of the culture. But again, the series keeps pulling the curtain back.
Hold on. With this, the Joy Dickerson lady or whatever, her mom finds out what's going on because she said she woke up screaming one night, crying in her sleep, and her mom asked her what happened. She told her what happened with Diddy. She's mad about it. Woo, woo. Her mom writes a letter to Diddy's parents. His dad's long gone by this time, and he wrote a letter to his mom. Like, what is that going to do? The lady says she told other people what he did to her. She told other people, and they told her what it was. She either got one of two answers. What the fuck you want me to do about it? That's one thing. Or the other answer was, if I say something or if I help you out, I won't get in his parties anymore. You see what I mean? People will do whatever to be down, even if it's rolling with nasty work. Sickening human beings.
Former employees describe insane demands, 20-hour workdays, sleep deprivation, sudden firings, verbal outbursts, staff crying in bathrooms. People terrified to tell him no. One person says, "We were working for a genius, but he wanted to be a god." Another says, "He could make your career or he could crush your life." And he knew it. That's when the documentary introduces another dark thread: hidden cameras. Several insiders mentioned that Diddy was fascinated, almost obsessed, with filming everything around him. This becomes important later, but the doc plants the seed early. Private moments were recorded. People claimed they didn't consent.
Nasty work. If you didn't consent, that's nasty work.
Some footage allegedly showed intoxicated or unconscious individuals. And this next part hits viewers like a shockwave. One accuser says that people who saw the tapes, people Diddy trusted, employees, associates, were the ones who eventually told the victims, meaning they had no idea they had been filmed until someone else told them. This sets up the documentary's central theme.
Not that, hey, yo, you know a boy got you on tape, right? Oh, no, not that. You know a boy got you on tape, right? What? Hey, man, how do you even deal with that? You know it's a possibility that you did some wild shit because you can't even remember at this party. And then you hear that you're possibly on tape. You don't even know what you were doing.
Diddy wasn't just powerful. He allegedly used that power in extremely dark ways, but Netflix doesn't rush it. The pacing is slow and surgical. The documentary builds a timeline. It connects dots that were always there but never put together. It shows the culture around
I'm combing his fucking beard.
Diddy, the enabling, the silence, the loyalty for hire. You start to see that this wasn't a secret life. This was a structure, a machine, a system built to protect the man at the top. And the people who spoke up, they vanished from the industry.
I'm telling y'all right now, go and watch that doc, man. It might make you really not like this guy. I don't know him, so I don't know him not to like him. But if I did know him, that would make me not like him.
They were replaced, blacklisted, cast out. One former staff member says, "You didn't expose Puff. Puff exposed you." This brings us to the next major turning point in the documentary: the death of Biggie and the shift that changed everything.
Okay, so let's slow it down, right? The death of Biggie. How many of y'all feel like maybe he allegedly, or not? That's not a, like. It's just a question. How many of y'all out there might have felt like that Sean Puffy Combs might have had something to do with the death of Tupac and Biggie? I just want y'all to bubble on that for a minute. And also watch the doc and see why I say that.
Doc reveals never before seen footage from the night Notorious B.I.G. was killed. Police radio, ambulances, people screaming, pure chaos. But then you see the 911 call as Biggie's friend races him to the hospital. The desperation in his voice is chilling. This is when the doc shifts from power to paranoia. Because after Biggie's death, insiders say Diddy began changing. He became more controlling, more isolated.
That's a lot of folks around him dying or going to jail. That's a lot of folks around him dying or going to jail. I don't like it.
More extreme. Several interviewees claim that trauma turned his obsession with control into something darker. His ego grew. His paranoia grew. His need to dictate every part of his surroundings grew. We see footage of him moving across the room while talking to staff, snapping orders like a director running a movie set, except this was real life. One person says, Puff wasn't the same after Big. He thought the world was coming for him. And when someone thinks like that, there are no limits. Another staffer describes how Diddy allegedly used Biggie's death as emotional leverage to keep people loyal. Even when some people wanted to speak up or walk away, they say he treated it as betrayal, as if loyalty to him was the only way to honor Biggie's legacy.
That's nasty. That's like a way of like that's a nasty way of manipulation. Yo, if you fall out with me, so that means a lot of people that were around Big were only cool with Puff because Big was cool with Puff. They thought he was old weirdo too. If you not fucking with me, then you disrespecting Big. Nigga, Big don't like you.
This emotional manipulation is another point that the documentary hammers home repeatedly. People felt trapped, financially, professionally, socially, emotionally. This is the moment viewers start saying, this was never about music. This wasn't a normal label. This was a lifestyle built around one man. And the doc doesn't shy away from the uncomfortable truth. A lot of people around Diddy weren't just witnesses. They were enablers, not out of evil, but out of fear.
Nah, it ain't out of fear. A lot of folks was just they was down to ride the wave. They would be willing to do whatever it was so that they could get some fame, so that they could get some clout. A lot of people pacified all of this behavior so that either out of fear or out of clout chasing. If I say something, I ain't gonna be around no more.
Out of survival, out of wanting to keep their careers. When the documentary finally introduces Aubrey O'Day's segment, it transforms the entire tone again. Aubrey reads explicit emails allegedly sent by Diddy during making the band. Emails describing domination, control, sexual expectations, and manipulation. She reads the line, "I don't just want to sleep with you, I want to turn you out." Then she reads another, "I make my woman do what I tell her to do, and she loves it." The audience reaction online was instant.
If we can remember all these years, Aubrey and them two have not liked each other. That's like publicly known. I've always wondered. I never went digging for it, but I've always wondered what's the whole deal with him not liking her and all of that. He kicked her out of the group. They showed that also in the doc. The little footage of when he had a whole meeting, he kicked her out of the group in front of everybody. He said, "I don't like her energy." He said, "When she's out there being wild, rambunctious, and promiscuous and all of that, she's bringing down the team or whatever." Then there was another little clip they showed where he was talking to her one on one, and he was like, "Yo, you out here just doing stuff like unauthorized. You feel me? Like you're changing your hair." He said, "Anything that you do within your life, you need to sit down and consult that with the team to see if you can do that or whatever. You got to ask permission." He said, "If you want to wear a different weave, if you want to change your eyes to green," he said, "you need to come to the table and ask somebody because you don't know how it's going to affect the rest of the group." I'm sitting up there looking like he really got that off. He really said that to that woman. She just said that. She was just sitting there just nodding her head like, "Really? What? You really got that off?"
Jaw-dropping. She explains how she rejected his advances, how she felt targeted, how she was eventually removed from Danity Kane. But the part that hits the hardest, Aubrey says she discovered, years later, an affidavit from someone claiming they witnessed her unconsciously assaulted by Combs and another man. She breaks down saying, "I don't even know if I was, and I don't want to know." That moment in the doc is devastating. The doc
It was. It was. She was around, allegedly, what she said, she was around Diddy drunk, and she said somebody else witnessed her getting sexually assaulted while she was passed out. That's just nasty all the way around. By the way, we're not gonna act like we haven't seen 3 or 4 different pictures where Aubrey O'Day has looked like 3 or 4 different people. Because who the fuck is this? Who was that? I'm sorry. Hold up.
Netflix wasn't even ready. He can act among the people.
You get us back.
It shows his pause, the acting like the room needs civil law questions. She believed Diddy requires so they show consistency. A freight train, Netflix songs, one of the most devastating pieces of the entire doc. Her mother describes Joy waking up screaming, vomiting from trauma, terrified. She explains her bonds, sums it up perfectly. "Y'all don't understand," because it wanted it that way, calling the footage that cooked him. Testimony sets the tone, and they witnessed her unconscious assaulted by Combs and another man. She breaks down saying, "I don't even know if I was, and I don't want to know." That moment in the doc is devastating. The doc doesn't sensationalize her pain. It lets viewers sit in the silence. And Aubrey's testimony sets the tone for the series moving forward. These weren't rumors. These weren't allegations for attention. These were patterns. Patterns spanning decades. Patterns across states. Patterns across entire eras of Diddy's career. And
This is horrific. Watch the doc if y'all haven't watched it yet. And come back in the comments and tell me what you think.
Then the doc jumps to the next part, the part that Diddy tried to stop at all costs, the footage he filmed himself. The fourth chapter of this documentary is the part that even your competitors online are calling the footage that cooked him. This wasn't an interview. This wasn't hearsay. This wasn't another witness recounting trauma. This was Diddy recording himself. And that right there sets the stage for a level of downfall we rarely ever see in hip-hop. Because when this chapter opens, Netflix doesn't play it slow.
Kids out there, children out there, stop recording yourself doing dumb shit. It's simple. Everything don't need to be recorded.
They don't set a vibe. They don't build their way toward the reveal. They drop you directly into Diddy's worst week on earth, with cameras rolling the entire time, because he wanted it that way. According to Netflix, Diddy hired a videographer just 6 days before his arrest, trying to craft his own documentary. He thought he could spin the narrative before the world turned on him. He thought he could drown out the accusations with charisma. He thought the fans would take his side because, in his mind, he had always been able to talk his way out of anything. But the footage they recovered, it's not the footage of a man defending himself. It's the footage of a man unraveling. It starts with him pacing across a penthouse floor, his voice sharp, his hands shaking, as he tells his lawyers, "We're losing. Y'all don't understand. We're losing the narrative." The documentary
We're losing the narrative.
cuts to a bad boy employee, Capricorn Clark, who says something chilling. He's been recording himself for decades. He thinks he's the greatest storyteller in hip-hop. He thinks he can out-talk anything. But in this footage, there's no polishing, no edits, no publicist-approved lines, just raw panic. Netflix shows him demanding his team find somebody that deals in the dirtiest of dirty business. And he's not talking about lawyers. He's talking about media weapons, people who can bend narratives, shape trends, slide influence into TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the timeline, anywhere potential jurors might scroll. One staff member in the doc says it felt like watching a general at war.
At that point, the man was fighting for his life, trying to pull everything out that he could. Pause, to get himself out of trouble. Again, go watch the dark. The doc is so dark, man. You see those last 6 days of him talking to his family. He knows he's going down. He knows he's going down. We're losing. We're losing. I just can't believe, man. It's such foolishness and unnecessary noise. A sexual assault charge, being a part of RICO, being a part of sexual trafficking and all of that. This is not bullshit noise. It's very serious matters.
But the problem was, Diddy wasn't fighting a narrative. He was fighting reality. At one point, he orchestrates a visit back to Harlem, telling the camera crew to get cutaway shots of police on rooftops for dramatic effect. He's shaking hands with fans, smiling, cracking jokes. Yet the moment he gets back into his SUV, his face collapses. "I need hand sanitizer. I gotta take a bath. I've been out among the people." And the way he says, "the people," that tells you everything. This wasn't love. This wasn't community. This was strategy. His former head of security, Roger Bonds, sums it up perfectly. He only goes back to the culture when he needs it. Now he's begging Harlem to save him. The documentary uses these clips to show
Not that boy pulled a Frank Lucas. I don't took care of Harlem, so Harlem gonna take care of me.
a man whose entire empire is built on optics, public manipulation, and mood control. But now, those tools weren't working. Not even his sons could hide his desperation. Netflix shows Justin, his son, being instructed to dig up old videos of artists praising him to counteract fresh allegations. The footage gets dark when he finds out about Dawn Richards' lawsuit. He explodes, screaming, punching walls, demanding statements, telling his team the gloves are off. Prosecutors later describe these
Go watch the doc.
calls as witness pressure. Diddy's lawyers denied that, but the footage speaks for itself. Netflix director Alexandra Stapleton says they obtained everything legally. and she refuses to name the filmmaker who gave her the material, which makes Reddit and X spiral with theories. Some say it was a disgruntled staffer. Some say interns leaked drives.
You done pissed off so many people in the past. You don't know who screwed you over. Boy, that's a dark place to be in your life, ain't it? Inside a little ass cell too.
Others think the FBI had access and quietly allowed it. Netflix doesn't say, but the footage is real and it's damning. The chapter ends with one of the most bone-chilling shots in the entire series. Diddy staring into the lens, eyes bloodshot, whispering, "This is my life. Nobody's taking this from me." But the irony, he handed the world the very footage that helped take everything. And the doc cuts to black. Up next, the trial and what the jurors really thought. United States of America versus Sean Combs. And this is where Netflix goes deeper than any news outlet ever did. They sit down with two.
Watch the doc. This shit funny as hell. Yo, Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent is he's like Avengers Endgame level. He's Thanos level petty. Like, don't play with that guy, man. He don't play with him, bro.
Jurors, Juror 75 and Juror 160, who explain exactly why Diddy avoided the most devastating charges while still getting hit with the transportation for prostitution conviction. Juror 160, a middle-aged woman, says something that breaks the entire internet. He wasn't charged with domestic violence, so we couldn't convict him on that. This is where the doc shines. It shows the gap between what the world believes and what the jury was legally allowed to decide.
It sounds like when they went up there and they just displayed his character in court or whatever, the jury wanted to get him on something. They wanted him on domestic violence and all sorts of other shrewd and lewd acts. But this is the only thing that they could get him with. You that much of a monster, people like you just need to be off the street. We gonna pin you with something. You need to be off the streets for a while.
Juror 75 goes even further. He says he didn't understand why Cassie kept going back. He thought the relationship was toxic love. He thought it was two people clapping hands together. He said, "You can't clap with one hand." It's the kind of statement that makes viewers pause the episode and just sit.
She kept going back because she was down with it. She was down with it, and she should have her ass in jail too. But we ain't gonna talk about that, because that's another story, another conversation for another story. Cassie should be right behind them same bars he behind too.
In disbelief. Netflix cuts to experts explaining trauma bonding, cycles of control, power imbalances, why victims return to abusers, why jurors often misunderstand. Prosecutors then discuss how they believe Diddy's charisma and fame influenced jurors subconsciously. One of them says, jurors were starstruck. They saw Puff Daddy, not the allegations. And then Netflix cuts to clips of Diddy smiling in court, winking, laughing at moments, acting like the room is his stage. One accuser in the doc says he never felt fear a day in his life.
Yeah, nah, he felt fear. Don't believe the hype.
But prosecutors reveal something deeper. Behind the scenes, Diddy was calling certain people too much. Enough for the government to hint at witness influence. One of those people, Kalena Harper from Dirty Money, revealed she was pressured to counter Dawn Rich's lawsuit. She eventually released a statement in his favor, but she admits on camera she felt cornered. Netflix then dives into the chaos leading up to the trial.
And even though all she said was, "I never saw none of that around me," I guess you still could classify it as her saying something in his defense. That technically would still be that.
FBI raids, civil lawsuits stacking, the press circling, activists posting survivor stories.
If I'm not mistaken, Kalena got her kids taken for being in support of this guy. She got her kids taken away from her. Watch the doc. I'm telling you.
Diddy spiraling online. Then the documentary explains why the jury acquitted him on the heaviest charges. The evidence wasn't clear-cut. Some witnesses were too afraid to testify. Key video evidence was unavailable. Cassie didn't testify. Live charisma clouded perception. But at the same time, Netflix makes it clear the conviction he did get wasn't minor. It was serious, and it was federal. The chapter ends with Juror 160 saying, "Justice was served." But the way she says it, it feels like a question, because the truth is coming in the next chapter. This chapter hits like a freight train. Netflix brings out accusers from across decades.
Watch the doc. 50 did not play. Whatever beef Big Meech got with 50, go ahead and go tell that man you sorry, bro. Because if we make a documentary about like this about you,
different cities, different eras, different parts of Diddy's empire, and yet every story sounds the same. This is where the documentary focuses on one key theme: pattern. They don't just show allegations on Weiss or B. They show consistency. First, Joy Dickerson Neal. She doesn't retell her entire assault. Instead, she reveals a letter her mother wrote to Diddy's mother in 1992, Utah. One of the most devastating pieces of the entire doc. Her mother describes Joy waking up screaming, vomiting from trauma, terrified. She explains how she believed Diddy recorded her daughter without consent and showed the footage to dozens of people. The letter says, "Your son shows these tapes at parties." Netflix cuts to the...
and how she found out is because somebody hit her with the, you know, a boy got you on tape, right? It all draws back to that. You don't know what's going on. He's showing it at parties. Everybody, that's embarrassing. Everybody's seeing your naked ass, and you at a party just trying to be cute.
Crew's reaction. Even they're stunned. Then comes Aubrey O'Day. She reads explicit emails from Diddy on screen. Emails sent while filming Making the Band. Emails telling her what he wanted to do to her.
Bro, that nigga was sending the dangling through the email. This is before DM. She still got the email. She was reading them right there on the doc. She said he sent pictures of the dangling. He was telling her he wanted to turn her out, all that. Because he said she was the looker out of the group. She was the baddest chick out of the group or whatever. He wanted her. She didn't want to participate, and that's what led to her being fired from Danity Kane. She believes that's what happened. I would have to agree.
Emails describing acts he expected from her. Emails she ignored and was fired shortly after.
I would have to agree because y'all ever been in the mall and you seen a dude hollering at a girl and she be like, "No, I'm not interested." And the first thing he yelled, "Well, fuck you then, bitch. I didn't want your ugly ass anyway." You literally was just trying to talk to her. Come on, man. He felt slighted. I'm Diddy. How you not gonna give me some pussy?
O'Day calls it the most traumatic power dynamic of my career. Then Rodney Jones, the music producer, reveals he woke up after being drugged in a house filled with hidden cameras.
Wow.
He believed he was recorded. He believed many people were recorded. He describes a culture where nothing was private. But the most disturbing part, many of the accusers say they learned about the tapes from third parties, friends who saw the videos and told them later.
You know a boy got you on tape, right?
Which means some people watched illegal recordings and said nothing. Netflix highlights that silence. How many people in his circle turned away? How many careers depended on him? How often fame washed away accountability? This chapter doesn't move fast. It moves heavy. Every story drops like a weight. And the doc uses silence as a weapon. Seconds of nothing on screen to make the viewer absorb what was just said.
It was dark. I ain't gonna lie. It was dark. It was dark. Like I said, if you were not liking him, if you're a person who knows Sean Puffy Combs and you did not like him, you might not like him now. This was nasty work.
Then the documentary transitions into the next chapter, the one that broke the internet, the one Reddit calls insane, the one even 50 Cent laughed nervously at, the freak-offs. Netflix interviews Clayton Howard, a former male escort, who describes 8 years of being flown into freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie.
Oh!
Howard describes days-long sessions, baby oil laced with drugs. Cassie
Oh,
being bossed around, physical assaults happening mid-encounter. Diddy controlling when she could move or stop, Diddy's mood swinging violently. He says he once asked what they were doing with a cup of his semen. Diddy
oh,
allegedly told him he liked to watch Cassie drink it. The
oh.
documentary doesn't linger on it. They move quickly to avoid graphic content, but the implication is enough. Then comes the most insane allegation. Freak-offs, scheduled every March 9th, the anniversary of Biggie's death.
All right, all right. Sean Puffy Combs, that is enough, sir. Come on now. Not anniversary freak-offs to celebrate Biggie's death is insane.
Howard says he didn't know why, but it was consistent. He describes those nights as chaotic, drug-filled, violent, and disturbing. Viewers online said this chapter left them sick. The tone shifts. Even the narrator speaks slower. Interviewees look away from the camera. The documentary feels haunted. Netflix then positions freak-offs as the centerpiece of manipulation, saying it reinforced control addiction, submission, loyalty, silence. This chapter cements everything the doc has been building toward, because after hearing these stories, after watching the tapes, after seeing jury interviews, after hearing the ex-employees, after watching his own footage, the idea of a comeback feels impossible. And
do we believe Diddy, once he gets out of jail, can come back from all of this? Can he bounce back? This is career and life ending. Like, you got to get out and like become another person, nigga. You got to go get your face reconstructed and be a whole nother person and start your life over. You can't be Diddy no more.
that takes us into the conclusion. The documentary ends the only way it can. Bluntly, Netflix says Diddy's career isn't just damaged, it's over. They show clips of 50 Cent calling out the industry, clips of Dame Dash calling out 50 Cent, clips of fans arguing online, clips of lawyers preparing more cases, clips of reporters saying more charges may come. They show Biggie footage. They show Cassie footage. They show Diddy smiling in 2000, 2005, 2010, 2020, as if replaying the arc of a man who built an empire off perception. And finally, they show the same footage from chapter 4, Diddy whispering into the camera, "Nobody's taking my life from me." Then they cut to a black screen with one line, "But the truth always catches up."
But the truth always catches up. Shout out to IDNTV. We'll go ahead and give them a like and subscribe and all of that. But yo, man, tell me what y'all think. All my folks who have watched the doc out there, or people that want to watch the doc, definitely go ahead and sit down, roll you up something. It'll have you locked in for real. Because these testimonies from these victims and these people that were around him, including childhood friends, is dirty work, man. It's dirty work. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. This has been a great stash. Y'all know I'm high. This has been a great session. I'm still smoking, but y'all tell me how y'all like this one, man. I'm gonna catch y'all a little bit later. Offenders Initiative Podcast, Lake BBIC, out.